Good morning, traders, and this is your Aussie day trade setup for today. I don't normally put out videos on a Monday, but looking at the charts over the weekend, there's a couple of things that are fairly interesting at the moment. So just going to kick off on the monthly chart here, and we're going to go back all the way to 2008, and there is a couple of things here. So the first thing is we have that upward trend line. Okay, so that upward trend line, which was in place since 2008, was broken. Then kind of, let's not call it a break. It was pretty much a bit of a fake out. Then we had a proper break, late last year with that crash. And then we've had a retest, and it's kind of like a double top or a consolidation pattern. And now we are moving down again. We just adjust that trend line to take it into that area. Same thing. We've broken, back, test, and we're now below it. Okay. If we just do that, which is kind of what I like doing with a trend, I have another trend line down there, which is an area which, in my opinion, is pretty much an area to look out for to be tested in the future. If you look at the awesome oscillator on the monthly as well, have a look. So it's high, lower high, lower high. So we've got diversions brewing. Well, not brewing, it's very much in place. Okay, so with that in mind, just have a look at the daily and you'll see we are toying with the 200 EMA right now. We've had 3 days below it. And that to me right now is the line in the sand. And if you look at the price, that is 50,078. So between 50,000 and 5,100, that is really the line that we're looking for. Okay, so on the 3 hour, we've had a break. I think we've had a pretty good test. We are also floating with a 3 hour 200 EMA, and that happens to be 49,944. Okay, so this 50,000 level is definitely the area that we need to be watching. Now, if it cannot hold this week, I suspect we have more downside to come and test these levels, but bear in mind on the monthly, we are flirting with a couple of trend lines that we've broken. Okay, so with that in mind, the view for today is pretty simple. Trend is down. We're looking for shorts. And I'm going to pick up this trend line here. That is our trend. We are forming different, not really consolidation patterns, but we are forming reversal patterns. There's head and shoulders forming. There's cup and handles forming. There's a lot of, just want to go up on my charts. There's a lot of price action, which is indicating moves to the upside. But I think the last day and a half has been a consolidation. And just do that. Okay, so that's our consolidation. You can see by the awesome oscillator, no real momentum, no real direction. We're just floating with the trend line at the moment, and the alligator is flat. Okay, alligator flat means it's sleeping, and it means you're looking for an opportunity for a breakout. Now, the breakouts can only really happen on fractal breaks. So on the 30-minute, there is my fractal breaks, and that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so a break above, that's not perfect. So a break above 49,934 is going to give us a long. Not entirely convinced we're going to have a lot in the long, but you can see there is a inverse head and shoulders that is forming. We need to get above 53.40 for that to happen. But a break below 49.5, let's call it 49.595, that is going to be telling. Okay, and looking at what's happening here, that is my bias at the moment, is I'm expecting this thing to move to the downside. So we just have a look. 10 cent is flat. Our rand dollar is 15.14. Nothing really there. Hang Seng is up at the moment, but the US futures market is up at the moment, but very similar scenarios there. We've got some very strong trend lines that the international markets are flirting with as well. Okay, so that's kind of my view at the moment, and I think the most logical trade here is going to be the height of the range. So in other words, come and test the lows, alternatively come and close a gap to the upside. That's pretty, yeah, that's close enough. Okay, that's kind of what I'm looking for today. So a break of 49.935. We've got a long to the upside, and a break of 49.595. We've got to move to the downside to 49.238. Okay, so that's pretty much what I'm looking at the moment. And last thing I want to do is just close off on the 12 minutes, because that's going to give us a complete, not a different picture, but a more consolidated view. Okay, so there was the trend line. We have broken above it. So you could see a little bit of a pullback or an open flat and then a break to the upside. Okay, if you look at the 12 minutes, this fractal has broken, which is above the alligator, so that is a valid long entry. Your stop should be below this fractal, but I think to be safe, I'd move it below this fractal here. Okay, so it's 49.585 area is my stop, and I'm looking for a long around this area. Okay, the other thing that is brewing though is if I just move that to there, you'll see a flat top or a flat bottom triangle that is potentially brewing, and I'd need to move that one up to there. It gives it a bit more meat. Okay, so it's a little bit 50-50 at the moment, and I think you just need to wait for these fractals, but I'd look at it on the half hour. Look for the fractal breaks on the half hour. That'll give you the entry you're looking for. Okay, any long, I think, is pretty much going to get held up by any resistance or close a gap, test a breakout over there. So any long, I think, to me is going to be another opportunity to be short. Okay, anyway guys, that's it for me today. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Not that I'm willing to trade on a Monday. I don't really like doing it. But there are a couple of setups here which could spell disaster for this market. And I think that's why you've got all this indecision around this level, because there's quite a bit at play here. Okay. So anyway, guys, that's it for me today. Hope it helps, and I will catch you later. Cheers for now.